So where are you? You're in Atlanta right now shooting Spider-Man 3, correct?
Correct.
Correct. You can say that. I know it's very secretive, right?
Yes, everything is very secretive.
Is it called Spider-Man 3 because there are 3 Spider-Men in the movie?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You cannot get. Oh, interesting. Did you have Thanksgiving there in Atlanta
Yes, we did. We had a bubble Thanksgiving.
with Spider-Man?
Yeah, I can't say that. You
What?
almost. That was good. That was good.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Spider-Man joined the MCU officially back in 2015, and we've seen him have some pretty big moments, such as the I Don't Feel So Good, Mr. Stark, as well as seeing him pay homage to the iconic issue number 33 of Amazing Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, Tom Holland has received praise for his portrayal as the MCU Spider-Man and has been notorious for leaking details in regards to the big moments in upcoming films and leaking the title of his own Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home both brought a lot of fun, adventure, and fun. The best portrayals of villains in terms of Spider-Man movie villains has, in my opinion, been in both of those films. And Far From Home left us all shell-shocked when not only did Mysterio reveal Spider-Man's true identity to the public, but when J.K. Simmons was brought back in his most recognized J. Jonah Jameson form out of nowhere. Speculation for Spider-Man 3 was nowhere near as high as it is now, with Jamie Foxx being confirmed to return as Max Dillon and Alfred Molina being confirmed to return as Doc Ock. It's no surprise that Spider-Man 3 is being seen by many as the live-action Spider-Verse movie. Now, in regards of is it too soon or is the movie going to be too stuffed, and is this the right path for the third movie? Ultimately, those questions are not going to matter as much in the long run. I suspect that Doctor Strange also being a part of the movie will also lead into much bigger events for the Multiverse of Madness movie, and that movie may open up even more doors for the MCU. But aside from Doc Ock and Electro returning, the biggest and most welcome reports of all is that both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be returning to suit up as Spider-Man respectively, something that actress Zendaya, recently had what she said had to say some things carefully about. To me, her reaction definitely gave it away. And later on, we were also fed a rumor that Charlie Cox would be returning as Matt Murdock in the movie, which would be a very welcome surprise and would make sense given that Spider-Man and Daredevil have interacted in the past, and given that he's likely going to need a lawyer in this situation initially. And with all these alleged and confirmed characters in the movie, along with the fact that there's been no confirmation as to if there will even be a main villain and many other question marks surrounding the movie, there are 3 things that I am certain of. We don't officially know when things are going to go officially back to normal, but we all know that the MCU is popular everywhere. We know Spider-Man, no matter who is playing him, is popular everywhere. And regardless of if you like, dislike, or love Tom Holland's Spider-Man, everyone is going to see this movie. It is going to get praise regardless of how any of us feels about it. And that's just how it goes. This really needs not be said and needs not be repeated, but a MCU movie will get praise. And last year's reaction to Sony temporarily pulling out of the Sony MCU Spider-Man movie deal should have really been an indicator of how beloved this universe and Spider-Man have become. So, regardless of forums, boards, and Spider-Man comics experts' opinions, the movie will get praise regardless, bruv. 3 may not be a charm for other movies in other universes, but it will be a charm for a movie in the MCU. Guys and girls, Far From Home grossed over $1 billion during its theatrical run, and the hellfire response, again, to Sony initially saying MCU Spider-Man no more, gave the MCU more leeway. But ultimately, pun intended, I also believe that it will give Sony more leeway in the long run. You know, these rumors slash confirmations have already generated a ton of interest online. And regardless of if the Spider Verse becomes a thing in live action or not, people are without question just going to see this movie just out of curiosity. Like, even if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield only are in the movie for a cameo, that in itself may lead to something else, and people are not going to want to miss out on seeing them once more. I've long suspected that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will inevitably lead to the Sinister Six battle that we were supposed to receive back in 2016 before the Amazing Spider-Man series was canceled. And my thinking is that with Doc Ock and Electro both involved, is that they'll take this opportunity to reverse a lot of the main events that took place in the first five Spider-Man movies, like Gwen Stacy's death, erasing emo dancing Maguire, possibly even however they plan on doing Electro. These are just some things that I think they could possibly reverse. And what this also does for Sony is allow them room to potentially revive Spider-Man 4 and even the Amazing Spider-Man 3, because after all, they already have their own respective universe alive and running, and I don't think they have any plans of slowing down regardless of how the mass audience feels about Sony's Marvel world. And hopefully, if they do Sinister Six, Drew Goddard is involved because he's wanted to tackle the story for quite some time now. And I have no idea. I really don't have an answer of how Sony plans to proceed following Spider-Man 3, because there's already been rumors that the deal's already going to be extended. And, I suspect that Spider-Man 4, which is going to likely be a thing, is probably going to end up being another big event. And maybe it's just me, but I hope that Craven the Hunter is somehow involved if he doesn't appear in the Disney Sony Spider-Man 3. Now, Spider-Man 3 may very well end up being called Spider-Man and His Homeboys due to how many characters are going to be in this film. And Kevin Feige was right when he said that this Spider-Man movie is a Spider-Man movie that has never been done before. Although, if it opens the Spider-Verse, it will technically have been done, although in animated form. And again, I have no idea how this is all going to turn out, but if it brings back beloved portrayals from Spider-Man of the past, and I can hear Tobey Maguire say tally ho once more, and hear Andrew Garfield call Fox's Electro Sparkles one more, then you best believe I will be at that movie door. And Disney is going to reap more benefits this time around, but again, ultimately, pun intended, it all benefits Sony in the long run because Spider-Man's overall film rights still lie in their hands, and he's being shared for right now, and I suspect it'll be an even longer tenure. Anyway, that'll be it for this video. Please smash the like button the same way that Sandman smashed Spider-Man with his sand fist in Raimi's Spider-Man 3, and the same way Mark Webb was likely pissed that he didn't get to make Amazing Spider-Man 3. That'll be all for now, and peace.